Alright, in this tutorial we're going to show you how to add and edit events on your website. So the quickest way to add a new event, if you're already logged into your admin dashboard, you'd hit New, Event, and you'll be taken to this page right here. So the first thing we want to do is add the title of your event. Right here we have the rich text area where you can add all of the content that you see here. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy it for the sake of not typing a bunch of dummy text in here. So you'd put all of the event details. And this rich text editing area works, it functions, just like any rich text area of the website. It works like a Word document. You can bold, italicize, add bullet points, links, change text color, etc., etc. The next important part of adding an event is the event date and time. This is where you do that right here. If it's an all-day event, you can click that. Let's say you have some sort of concert series that happens, regularly, like the Panama 66 Jazz Jam on Wednesday. You can program the event series here. I'll just get rid of this for the time being. And similarly, you can add exclusions. If it is a reoccurring event and there's one day where it's not happening, you can add that exclusion there. The next important part on the events is the location. So there's a few venues that are already saved on your website, and that is probably because they are locations where your events frequent. If you had to have a new location, you would just type it in. You'd create new location, and if you add the address in of said new location, what the website will do is it'll pull a Google map showing the web visitor exactly where that is happening. So it's just a really nice feature, and all of the location venues that are already programmed in here already have addresses. The event website is very important, and while it is a bit misleading, this is where you would put your ticketing URL. So if you don't have a ticketing URL submitted on your website, you won't have this green box right here. You'll only have the Add to Calendar feature. So any ticketed event, you want to make sure that you put the Blackbaud URL here. If there is no ticket process for that event, just leave it blank, and you won't have that button appear on your page. Alright, so if we scroll further down, this is where you'll add your banner masthead images to the event. We'll add one right here. If you add one image, it'll default to the right. If you add two, number one will be your left image and number two will be your right image. Let's remove these for now. And probably the most important part of the event pages are the event categories. Now these are really important because they trigger functionalities on your calendar and different parts of your website. So let's take a look at the Nosferatu film. You'll see that it was tagged here as Art After Hours, meaning it is an event that happens on Friday during your extended hours, and it is also tagged as a film program. Now let me show you why it's important to tag events. If we go to Programs and Events, and we go to the Films page, open that here. There's a lot of functions on the website that are triggered through the tag. So if we're on the programs or on the films page and we want to see what upcoming films are happening, because we tagged all of these events with film, they populate on this calendar. It also works if you are just on the events calendar page. You can search by interest, and if someone's looking for films and you don't tag it with the film, they're going to completely miss that program. So it's very important to take advantage of the functionality of these tags. So what I want to do now is just quickly go through one of your events. It's already posted on your website, just so you can kind of see the content already plugged in on the back end. So first things first, We have our event title, Nosferatu. We have all of the details about our event. We scroll further down. The time and date has been inputted. The location is marked as the James S. Copley Auditorium, and we have the Google Map and the Google Link Preview live. We have the event website URL, which is the ticketing URL. If we just copy and paste that, you will see that this is the ticketing link set up through your Blackbaud system. If we keep scrolling down, we will see the masthead images. Pardon me. So just as we saw in the calendar event, there was no image selected on the left, so the space remained green, but there was a masthead image number 2 selected, and that pushes the image to the right. So that's pretty much it for this calendar event, but I do want to call your attention once more to the event categories. So we'll see that Art After Hours was selected, as well as film, and that is what is triggering it to become a featured event. Oh, sorry, that is just triggering the tags. Now, I do want to bring your attention to these featured events on the Programs and Events page. Now, these aren't triggered through a tag like the other links do. So what you want to do if you want an event to be highlighted on the top of the events page, you want to hit this right here, feature event. And I'm going to go ahead and do that for this event because it's coming up. What happened here and why it's only showing 2 instead of 3 is that you have no third event selected as a featured event. So it's just very important to keep in your mind that as events are happening, you want to go in through your calendar and select events that you want to highlight next to make sure that this featured event section is always highlighting something and not it's not blank and missing an opportunity. So I already featured the event. Let's go ahead and update this. Oh, this is exciting. It's my first live edit on your website. And if we refresh our events page, all right, actually, let's just go back to events. Cool. Now you see that the Nosferatu event has been added as a feature event, and this is what it looks like when you have 3 events featured on your calendar page. And, whoops, sorry. That is all when it comes to editing events. So just the most important part is the tags. So don't forget to add those.